Good afternoon, my name is Lorraine Matteo Polini, and today I'm presenting an international case study on the country of Italy. I selected this country because it is my country of ethnicity. To begin my project, I looked back at 2008 at the G20 summit, which came together to discuss topics, one of which was open data. An open data charter, an ODC, came out of that meeting. There's a collaboration between over 100 governments and organizations working to open up data based on a shared set of principles. The ODC's vision was that we could have a world in which governments collect, share, and use well-governed data to respond effectively and accountably to our most pressing social, economic, and environmental challenges. In class, we discussed the Open Data Barometer website, the ODB, which focuses on a global measure of how governments are publishing and using open data for accountability, innovation, and social impact. And in 2018, the ODB published a Leaders Edition from Promise to Progress, where they reported on 30 government leaders regarding open data. These leaders were recognized as having made concrete commitments to champion open data, either by adopting the ODC or as members of the G20 by signing up to the G20 Anti-Corruption Open Data Principles. Italy was one of 30 leader countries, and in 2017, the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, the OECD, worked with the G20 summit participating countries to develop and publish a compendium on good practices on the publication and reuse of open data for anti-corruption across G20 countries towards data-driven public sector integrity and civic auditing. As part of the compendium, the selected G20 countries were asked to report in on proactive and routine disclosure of information in their central governments. And you can see across the board, Italy was required to be proactively publishing information by FOI law. And the categories of information that they were publishing and asked about included budget documents, annual ministry reports including accounts, audit reports, commercial contracts over a stipulated threshold, a list of public servants and their salaries, and private entities managing public funds. The United States, appearing at the bottom of the same table, was not required by FOI law to publish this type of information, but routinely did publish the information. The only category they did not routinely published, nor were they required to do so, was for a list of public servants and their salaries. Additionally, private entities managing public funds was listed as not applicable for the United States. So in 2010, Italy was publishing because they were required to. The U.S. was publishing, and it didn't matter that the law was not requiring them to. The OECD Compendium looked at a disclosure of selected private interests and public availability of disclosed information of these selected G20 countries by country in 2014. There were 13 sections of government that were examined for each country. Some of those sections included the executive branch, the legislative branch, the judicial branch, and a category called at-risk officials, which included tax and custom officials, procurement agents, and others. The categories that were disclosed for each of these sections of government were 8, and those were assets, liabilities, income sources, income amounts, paid outside positions, non-paid outside positions, gifts, and previous employment. A possible 104 disclosures were assessed for each country. Italy was found to disclose 7 items of the 104 and made them publicly available, versus the United States, which disclosed 37 items and made them publicly available. Italy did disclose an additional 23 items, but only if the information was requested. The U.S. also disclosed an additional 32 items, but again, only if they were requested. So the Compendium, again in July 2016, looked at the availability of FOI acts and national open government strategies across these G20 countries. You'll notice in this large circle that the dark blue countries were listed as having open government strategies available, and the United States and Italy were part of that group. The lighter blue countries did not specifically have a national open government strategy, but their initiatives were integrated into other strategies. 4 of the countries marked in gray did not have information available on national open government strategies, and those countries were China, India, Russia, and Saudi Arabia. Additionally, the smaller gray circles around the outside of the pie chart indicate that FOI legislation was available in all of these countries, and the only country that did not have an FOI act was Saudi Arabia in 2016. The Open Data Barometer rated these 30 leader countries in 3 categories. Category 1 were the champions, Category 2 were the contenders, and Category 3 were the stragglers. Looking at this, I thought that possibly the United States would have been listed as a champion, and I was quite surprised to find that both Italy and the United States were ranked as contenders. The champion group are the countries listed in this figure with the green framing on the left-hand side of the column. They have the highest total scores above 65 with a balance of sub-indexes indicating open data readiness and implementation and impact. Canada and the UK were tied, and the UK was an early open data space leader along with the US. It was, with the U.S., one of the 2 countries that have had their score decline over the last 5 Open Data Barometer reports. The contenders are shown in the gold frame on the left side of this graphic, and these governments in the second group did not reach the 65-point threshold, and they remained significantly behind the champion companies. They were lacking strong evidence of impact. As previously mentioned, the United States was an early open data leader with the UK, but at least in the 2018 published report, the US score had dropped by 11 points. Open data still, whether you're a contender or a champion, has positive economic impact. And for the United States, even down 11 points, we are getting boosted economic growth because of open data. Additionally, hundreds of database companies have flourished in Australia, Mexico, United States, Italy, South Korea, Canada, and across the world, creating new market opportunities and data business models. Open data is very important. Specifically, the country of Italy started an open data project promoted by the Italian government in 2011, and their open data is shared with their citizens and across the globe through an open data portal. Legislation, Article 9 of the Legislative Decree number 36/2006, brought about a new agency in Italy to manage this open data portal, and this agency was called the Agency for Digital Italy, the ADI. Italy is a country that has open data and an open mind. Italy's government states the publication and updating of data is a collaborative process coordinated by the ADI and carried out in conjunction with all public bodies that display open type data. The Italian data portal contributes information to the European data portal as one of the European Union countries. Additionally, the ADI promotes a culture of open data in Italy by developing national standards and guidelines of information assets, maintaining a national catalog of public administration databases, managing and updating the National Territorial Data Directory, promoting and organizing training and dissemination events about open data for public administrations of Italy and all stakeholders. Italy does have a future plan, the 2025 Technological Innovation and Digitization of Italy. Their detailed view of this plan cites 3 challenges in Italy's open data future. The first challenge is to become a digital society. They want to create better digital infrastructures to enhance data, create digital skills, cause radical digitization of public sector while boosting the digital transformation of the private sector. They want to be an innovative country as their second challenge, and they want to encourage design and application of growth in technological sectors. Sectors like robotics, future mobility, artificial intelligence, and cybersecurity. Their third challenge is inclusive and sustainable development. They want ethical, inclusive, transparent, and sustainable innovation that increase the well-being of the society of Italy. The big picture overall, the big plan for Italy is innovation and digitization must be part of a structural reform of the state that promotes more democracy, equality, ethics, justice, and inclusion, and generates sustainable growth that respects human beings and our planet. I think that's a great plan for a contender country, and it'll be interesting to watch Italy to see how things develop with them in the not too distant future. The references that I used in this presentation are listed here with the noted websites. Thanks very much for your time. I look forward to connecting with you on the data discussion board. Thank you.